ever thought about moving abroad but you do not know how? Watch this video from the start till the end, because I am going to be giving you a blueprint on everything that you need no matter where you want to move abroad. It doesn't matter if you're a student, you're not a student. This video is going to cover everything about moving abroad generally. So we are going to start here. As I said, generally. So you pick a lane. So you have 3 lanes that you can use to move abroad. You have the prestige lane, you have the prestige lane here, and then you have the self-funded lane, and then you have the skilled professional lane. So which one do you want to go? That depends on you. So if you choose the prestige lane, you are going to go with scholarships. That was my story. That is what I chose. That is what I could do. You choose based off of what you want. So the prestige lane, you need high grades, leadership, 2+ years work experience. You're going to be applying for scholarships like Chevening, Fulbright, Commonwealth, MEX. Those are the scholarships you can use, fully funded, in order to move abroad. If you are the student who cannot apply for scholarships for whatever reason, you can go the self-funded route. Of course, if you have the money. Liquid funds that you're going to need is going to be about $20,000 and above, depending on whatever university you choose, or you can go through language schools. I think this is one of those routes that people do not talk a lot about, because I live in Tokyo. I know a ton of language schools, and I know so many people who come to Tokyo just to go through those language schools. You can do that. And then you can do the high, like directly get into university. The difference in this lane is it is high cost. You need to make sure that you have your money right before you can go through this particular process. And then you have the skilled professional route. Not very costly. It really depends on shortages. For example, in the STEM field, in the healthcare field, you can go to various countries either using the express entry route, the UK skilled worker route, or the EU blue card route. It depends on the skills and what is needed. So there is something for everybody as long as you want to move abroad. Like there is you will find a way on how you can go through this process, okay? All right, you guys, I am just going to take a minute here to tell you all about my database. My database is here. It has everything that you need in order to study abroad, move abroad, everything from start to finish to help you do your applications. So definitely go ahead, sign up for the database, get up every day, log in 1 or 2 hours, choose a scholarship or choose a graduate assistantship, choose whatever you're eligible for. Use the CV samples to write yours, use the SOP samples to write yours, work on it in case it gets difficult. Use ChatGPT to ask it questions, and then you submit. That was my formula that I used to get 4 fully funded scholarships. And if you do it exactly as I'm telling you, by the end of this year or early next year, you are going to get your own scholarship. The link is in the description box. Click on it, get into focus, work, and good luck. Now let us talk about the things that you need in order to make this a reality. Number 1, you need your passport. You need your passport. It must be valid for like 6 months. And if it's going to expire like anytime soon, you need to go renew that passport. And as you do the passport, there are so many things that you need to be sure of, because people get rejected because maybe their names do not match whatever is on their birth certificate versus what is on their passport. Please go back and forth with the visa, with the people making your passport, to be sure that all your documents and all the names especially are written accordingly. Do not get locked out of systems because the way your name is written in your birth certificate is different from how it is written in your passport, and then you start going back and forth. People think that you are faking identity. I really had to mention this because I've seen so many people go through this, okay? And then of course, you are going to get all your documents ready. Transcripts, birth certificates, test results, everything. You need to get all of those things ready, because that shows that is how, like, you are preparing for this move that you want to make abroad. It doesn't even matter if you are going as a student or you're going as a worker. You need to get your documents in order. Phase 2, you have to do an audit. Do you have the numbers? So Canada, they have the express entry route. If you choose to go through this route, there are certain things that are needed. For example, the number of points that are needed, you have to go through it. If you choose that you're going to go by scholarships, you have to sit down and assess how good is your profile. Can you make it through applying for scholarships? Or if you're going to go through the skilled worker route, looking for things like the EU blue card, you need to, first of all, of course, make sure you have your numbers right in terms of the money to take care of yourself. But also you need to make sure that the skills that are needed, you can fulfill those skills. Because if you cannot fulfill those skills, then of what use are they going to do? I made a post recently about a particular program in Germany where they need like people in the tech field, people in the nursing field, and there are companies that are training people to go fill those skills gaps. So that is what I am talking about if you choose to go through the professional route, okay? Now let's look at another thing that is extremely important if you want to move abroad. There is the language proficiency. Based off of where you want to go, most countries are going to ask for things like an IELTS, a TOEFL. Different countries, different universities have different requirements. And then in Japan, give and take, they can ask you for your Japanese language proficiency. But if you're going to study in Japan, you are going to have programs that you can go through all in English. And I think this is the case in all other countries. But the trick with that is they are going to be asking you for either the IELTS or the TOEFL. I've done a couple of videos on this channel about universities in the Canada that do not ask for IELTS, universities in Europe that do not ask for IELTS. Y'all go ahead and check those out. And then of course they have exemptions. That is what I was just talking about now. And then Germany actually has a particular route that you can move in if you can speak German. It actually expedites your process of being able, I think it's like 2 years that I've done a video about this, like which are the countries that have the best post-study options in Europe. Yes, because the thing is, moving abroad is easy, right? No, it's not easy, but you can move abroad, you can choose to study abroad, but what are you going to do when you are done with your studies? That is a question that video tried to answer, and we saw that Germany has a path to citizenship. If you can speak German, that is only 2 years, and I'm like, oh my God, I need to go to Germany. I need to learn German. I need to learn German. The problem is, how am I going to start learning German at this my big age? Anywho, let us move on. Let us say you choose to go through the scholarships route. What are the scholarships we are looking here? These are the top scholarships. I am not a real fan. I am a scholarship baby. I am not going to refuse that. I have gotten 4 fully funded scholarships. So I'm not here to tell you that do not apply for scholarships or do not apply for top scholarships, because I got a top scholarship and I got a ton of top scholarships. But the thing is, the competition for these top scholarships are very high. Here we are talking Chevening, MEX, Commonwealth, Fulbright. These are like the top scholarships that are extremely competitive. But in my database, you're going to find a ton of scholarships that you have never heard the names of those scholarships. And those are the scholarships that have less competition and less people are applying for it. That is the strategy that you have to employ. Because the thing is, yes, you can apply for all of these big scholarships as a route to move abroad, right? But because the competition is so high, the number of people who get chosen for the scholarship is so high. So you have to probably think about, how do I pick what I can have a better chance of winning? It is just like being strategic in how you spend your time and being strategic in the things that you choose to do. Because honestly, I think if you choose the route of applying for this very famous scholarships, it is hard. It is hard. Trust me, you guys. I applied for scholarships for 5 years and I kept getting rejected. Not because I wasn't a good enough student. I was a good student. But are you ready to put in this 5 years of rejections? I say apply for the scholarships that are not very famous. That's my advice. Feel free to take it or leave it. Or you can go through the self-funded route. Ooh, these are the people who have money, okay? Step 1, you apply for a school, you get your letter of acceptance, you prepare your documents. If you're going to Canada, you have to prepare the provincial attestation letter. In the UK, you have to prepare the CAS. Australia, you need a certificate of enrollment. US, you need your I-20 form. And then step 3, you apply for a visa. Just as I said before, in this route, you need a good ton of money. So if you're one of those people that money is not a problem, yay he, go through this route, okay? Now let us look at the various options if you are going to be having, let's say you want to go, you're a professional, you want to go through the skilled worker route. Okay, this is route C, skilled professional, straight to work. Amazing, amazing. What are the things that you can do? Number one, you can apply for the Canada Express entry. It's a pool system, and the metric that they're looking for is a CRS score. And they have the Federal Skilled Worker Program, the Canadian Experience Class Program. You can go through that. UK has a Skilled Worker Program, which is actually a sponsorship system. So you need a certificate of sponsorship from a licensed employer in the UK, and the jobs must be on the eligible occupations list. Please, please, please be careful about these things, because most times people use this as a route to make money off of other people, and then you go and you arrive there, you realize that there is no job, or the job that you are given is really like an under the table job, and you are doing way more than you ever bargained for. So please be careful about this. Talk to as many people as possible before you actually make this jump if you're going this route. And then Germany has the EU blue card. You need a recognized degree plus a job offer. Same thing like the one in the UK. Please be careful, because there are people out there who actually just want to take advantage of other people. Now let us talk about proof of funds, proof of funds, proof of funds. I did a video about proof of funds, how much you need in different parts of the world. If you are stuck on proof of funds, go and watch that video. Germany, you need about 11,000, 12,000 euro in your account. Canada, you need about 20,000 plus tuition. The US, you need about 1 year tuition plus living. Australia, you need like your travel, 12 months living plus tuition. So regardless, you need money in order to go through all of these processes, because as we have spoken about already, these people are trying to make sure that you do not arrive there on the first day and you're like, oh my God, I need work. I need work because I cannot pay my rent. They are trying to avoid that as much as possible. So what are the things that you should do in order to prepare? You need to prepare your CV. You're either going to be preparing an academic CV if you're going through the student route, or you're going to be preparing a professional CV. You're going through the workers route or the skilled worker route. For the scholarships, you need to make sure that you have your essays locked down. I have done about 3 or 4 videos on this channel teaching you all how to write a statement of purpose, breaking it down paragraph by paragraph. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it, because that is going to teach you a lot on this whole process. And also the difference between if they are asking you for a statement of purpose versus a personal statement. Make sure that you know the difference between both and write it properly. And of course, you need your recommendation letters. I hope that you all are in good relationship with those that are going to be writing your recommendation letters, your professors, people who know you in a professional capacity, people who know how good of a worker you are or not to write those things. You need to make sure that you are in contact with them, because you are going to need them when you are preparing for this study abroad or moving abroad. Okay, now let's look at the UK. What are the things that you need? Normally they have this graduate route where you have like the post-study work visa. There is a process that you can go through, apply online. What I'm going to say with this is, if you check the information from the in fact, be in contact or constantly check information from the official government websites, because this changes a lot. I was actually reading about the UK is changing how many post-work hours that students can have in and I was just like, oh my God, the things are changing so quickly. So do well to check and be sure that you can have the most updated information. Canada has this, it has this open work permit. After graduation, you can stay, you can work, but you need the provincial attestation letter. You do not apply without that document. And as I said already, keep in contact with the officials in order to make sure that you are getting the latest information on how this works. Germany, normally you're not paying any tuition if you want to go to public universities in Germany. They have different visa types that you can apply for, and it can give you a pathway. If you go through the student route, you can give you a pathway to that EU blue card, which I think is amazing. And then let us look at Japan. Japan has the school actually applies for your certificate of eligibility. Then the school emails you that certificate of eligibility, and then you use it to apply at the local embassy for a visa. If you are going the student route, if you're not, you have the work options. You have the J-Find, the J-Skip, the specific skilled workers. I have shared tons of websites on my Twitter page, on my X page, about how you can apply for jobs from whatever countries to go work in Japan. Okay, so do well to check that. Now let us look at how you are going to manage your time. If you can see here, do not mind it says September 2026 entry. I think that if you're targeting September, you may be a little late, but the idea here is that you have 4 quarters in a year. If you're preparing to move in the 4th quarter, you need to start preparing your things in the 1st quarter. So the first 3 months you prepare the passport check, savings and accumulation, start your IELTS prep, and then the next, if you're going through the student route, prepare your scholarship things, take your English test. If you're going through the university route, request your recommendation letters, university applications, and then in the third quarter, you're going to receive your offers, and then in the last quarter you are applying for your visa and you are wrapping up your processes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that was helpful. If it was, please do well to like the video, share it with a friend, a brother, a sister, an auntie, an uncle, anyone in your church, anyone in your community, in your social media, anyone that you think that this is going to help. Please do well to share it with them, and also let me know in the comment section, was this helpful? Please do well to subscribe. Consider subscribing here. I'm going to see you all in the next one. Peace.